So the question is, why PD Connect? And I think it's because if you build it, they will come. My name is Lisa Uwe. I'm the founder and creator of PD Connect. I'm a physical therapist, a Parkinson's wellness coach, and yes, I'm from Holland. So I think my diverse background has a lot to do with the community that we have built through PD Connect. I've lived in uh, a few different countries and have traveled extensively. And I grew up in a very multilingual family. In fact, my parents together could speak 11 different languages. So I started my career in sports management, working in international sports. And it was really very glamorous. But at the end of the day, I felt like, what have I done to make this existence any better? And so I decided that maybe it was time for a change in my career. So I did my undergrad work at UC Berkeley, and I actually majored in international business and European studies. And of course, my first job was in Asia, so that didn't really help. But I did my physical therapy graduate work at UC San Francisco. And after I graduated, I did what a lot of, I think, students do, which is to work in sports medicine. And I had already worked in sports management, so I figured this was a good fit for me. But after several years of doing that, I felt that maybe it wasn't really for me after all, the sports stuff. So my friend asked if I would work in home health. So I said, sure. And home health was actually really interesting too, because you get to meet people in their homes, and it was a way to connect with people. And what I found was I was really good at my job, but I didn't feel like I was using all of my God-given talents. So I decided to take a break from physical therapy for a while and do something different. So I taught myself how to trade stocks, and I became an advisor and a consultant for a startup firm that was working on creating a physical therapy app. And I really enjoyed the entrepreneurial part of those aspects. But then all of a sudden, I was asked during that time when I was in my doing my stocks, I was asked by the chair of the department at UC San Francisco to help with a research project. And that project was in Parkinson's. And at the time, I didn't know anything about Parkinson's. So the first thing I did when I joined her was to be certified. And the first thing we did was the Ohio Health Delay the Disease with David Sid. And that was a really great way to start my Parkinson's education. And from then on, I went on to do various other experiences and certifications like the Power, which we do every day, and as well as having the honor to be on staff with Dr. Lori Mishley's Parkinson's Disease Summer School, where we learned a lot about complementary and alternative ways to live with Parkinson's. So if you build it, they will come. In the beginning, well, let me just start that this all started when two people, Ronnie B and Sonia C, came together. And one day I get this phone call from Sonia, and she says, hey, I've got Parkinson's, I'm looking for somebody to work with. And will you work with me? I said, sure. And so I had a couple of private clients at the time. And what I found was that, I can work with my private clients, my 5 or 6 private clients, or if I started a community-based class, I could serve many more people. So I decided to give up 1 hour of my day a week to start a community class. And that was in October of 2015. And Sonia and Ronnie B were the first and only two people to be at my first class. And then, of course, we grew and we grew. And in the beginning, we were actually called Delay the Disease. And then we had the name Team Neuroblasters. And then finally, in 2018, we formed a relationship with MarinLink and became a fiscally sponsored project and a nonprofit organization. And we changed our name to PD Connect. And PD Connect, the name was actually discovered or created by one of our very own members. And so through PD Connect, I found that it was a really great platform also to use my entrepreneurial skills. And so we applied for different grants and have created programs like the First Big Step, which is designed for newly diagnosed or those new to Parkinson's exercise, or those who are remote or rural or underserved, or even if you are within an urban area, but maybe you just don't have access to Parkinson's specific exercise. So we created this program to address that need. And then continuing on with that, we created the Parkin Gym because it is a way for us to actually travel to those areas and meet those people that maybe don't have the Parkinson specific exercise and education. And the Parkin Gym is a mobile van that we can drive anywhere to do lectures and classes and speak to people and just really help them out in whatever location that there are, near or far. So finally, we have Let Us Edu-Train You. And really, as instructors, we came up with this name because we wanted education to really be the focus of what we do in our PD Connect programs. There are a lot of other programs out there, but education is really in the forefront for us. And us instructors, we educate ourselves by going through the research and attending conferences and then translating that information to you. And like I said in the beginning, I come from a very multilingual family. So I think that living with a chronic illness is like learning a new language. And our job is to translate that new language and make it something that you can better understand and incorporate into your life. So edutrainment is really our version of education first, and then the training. And of course, the training is going to be hopefully 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. We want you to train with us all the time and train your body so that it becomes something that you can easily do and manage. And we just really hope that you let us edu-train you. And finally, we really just want to thank you for your continued support and donations year after year. We started this with a cookie jar and we have never asked for any specific amount. And we just really feel so grateful for the way that the community has supported us, the grants that we have been awarded, and the people that we have reached, the way that you continue to show up for us week after week, day after day, month after month, and the way you tell your friends and your family and your doctors, and the way you read the newsletter and send the newsletter. It's really amazing. And we're so thankful. So we just really look forward to continuing to build our PD Connect community with you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is SteF, and I'm the co-founder, master trainer, and one of the lead instructors for PD Connect. And I do power moves every day. I wanted to give you a brief background about myself. Here's a timeline showing you where it all began, my stops along the way, and where we are today. It all started in 1947. Don't worry, this is not going to take that long. My family started an Italian American restaurant in San Rafael, California called San Rafael Joe's. Very Italian, right? Huh? Huh? Everyone always asks me, who's Joe? That's the funny thing. There is no Joe. Here's a picture of my family who taught me the importance of hard work and really set the foundation of my lifelong passion to serve others. In 1988, when I was just 4 years old, I started working at Joe's, setting the entire restaurant every Sunday morning, mainly just to get out of my grandmother's hair. I continued to work there all through my childhood, into my adulthood, and still, to this very day, I work at Joe's. There's a picture of my dad and I in 2016. In 2002, I graduated from high school and served in AmeriCorps while I was studying criminology and criminal justice studies, following in the footsteps of many of my family members. AmeriCorps is the domestic version of the Peace Corps and is the only federal agency dedicated to national service. My time at AmeriCorps helped me further understand the importance of serving my community. By 2006, I was hired by the San Rafael Police Department, where I learned a lot about myself through my commitment to my department, to others, and to the community. While working at SRPD, I met Chief Matt Odetto, who became my mentor and great friend. In 2007, Matt was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which at the time I knew nothing about. I worked closely with Matt up until 2011 when he was forced to retire due to the progression of his Parkinson's. In 2014, recognizing I wanted to focus more on health after experiencing what Matt went through, I started my own personal training business called Farina Fitness, while still working at the police department and coaching women's varsity soccer at San Rafael High School. Sadly, in 2018, Matt passed away at the age of 57. Watching Matt's journey really helped open my eyes to the Parkinson's community. In 2018, with impeccable timing, Lisa called me and asked if I could help with her growing Parkinson's class. I started as a volunteer 1 day a week, became Parkinson's certified, and I started working full-time as we became PD Connect. I love this community, and I'm honored to be a part of it. My dedication to serve has come full circle. I started with my family, and I'm continuing with even more family. Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, it's Maureen. I want to let you guys know a little bit about myself. So I grew up in Bloomington, Indiana, went to college and graduate school at St. Louis University, and I got married right after that to my husband, Luke, and we have a beautiful baby boy named Xavier. He's about 3 years old. So physical therapy, went to a 6-year program at St. Louis University. We did a bunch of different clinicals, and one of my neuro clinicals was on a stroke and brain injury rehab hospital floor, and that is when I really fell in love with neuro. I moved to Chicago right after school and worked for a couple years at a skilled nursing facility called Mary and Joy. I've been in a bunch of different physical therapy settings. I've moved around a fair amount. Just as my husband has finished up his training. And I think that has built a great foundation for me as a therapist. I've really seen the whole gamut from acute care hospital all the way to a home health setting. So in Denver, Colorado, I lived there for 4 years. This is a couple pictures of my teammates, a couple patients that I've worked with. I really love that, just the aspect of a team in neuro and especially inpatient rehab. This is when I was in Denver, this is where I really decided to go ahead and pursue a board certification in neurology. And in 2020, I became board certified as a neurologic specialist. So why Parkinson's disease? I think my love for working with patients with Parkinson's disease started when I first worked in Chicago, and the passion and love for working with these clients really came just from the people that I was working with. I had a couple of really great patients and good experiences, and really wanted to learn more about what else I could do to help this population. And that's when I got my LSBT certification. And I've used that as a framework for treating clients with Parkinson's disease ever since, as well as just general kind of balance and stability exercises for people. So moved from Denver and back to the Bay Area. We've been here a couple of years, living up in Petaluma. And just about 7 months ago, I opened my own business called Wired Therapy and Wellness. And behind that, I just wanted to really start to work with people in a home health setting, longer periods of time, and as often as they needed it. So that's kind of the birth of Wired Therapy and Wellness. I partnered with PD Connect about a year ago is actually when I first reached out to Lisa and SteF, and just got to observe a few of their classes, fell in love with their model, group classes, and just passion of educating and training that they provide with all of their classes, and then just building a community. They were grateful enough to welcome me to the team, and I started doing a Petaluma class just a few months ago at the senior center up here. So just overall, really enjoyed being a part of PD Connect. It has opened my eyes and just kind of broadened my view of what physical therapists can do outside of just the clinical setting. Being able to offer classes in a group setting and more of a community setting has been just extremely rewarding for me. It's been just an amazing experience being a part of such a cool team. Lisa and SteF are a dynamic duo, and it's been awesome to just watch them inspire other people. I'm really, really happy with what I'm able to do as a PT, and I'm really excited for the future, being able to offer more classes for PD Connect, and helping to empower and educate and embrace exercise. Hopefully I get to meet and work with you all one day up in Petaluma, if not on Zoom.